cool. Looks like the inside's in really good condition.
Get out of here. Cool, this is the most scary vehicle I've ever driven, for sure. But also, one of the most hilarious things happened on that. You've heard of backseat driving, but what happened was Sam actually texted me from not only one row of seats behind, not 20 rows of seats behind, but actually an entire vehicle behind, telling me how to drive the thing. So that
I was being safe. I was like, there's traffic coming up. Just give yourself some extra room. You don't know how to drive it yet.
We found out the brake lights don't work, and neither do the indicator lights.
Yeah, so that was fun.
So people don't know whether I'm stopping or turning, which is, as long as they know I'm going, because I'm just going.
I'm going!
All right, so the first bolt, getting the first chair out, was a complete failure.
I destroyed my finger.
I don't think it screws into the ground. I think it's bolted to the ground, so there's an invisible nut underneath the floor that we can't access. So it looks like you have to grind off every bolt. So we're gonna wait until it's light, I think.
We're just having dinner instead. On the roof of our bus. On the roof of our bus! You have a unibrow from dirt.
Top tip for you. So the seats are held in by a bolt and a nut, and let's say it's tight like this. In an ideal world, you undo the bolt and it comes all the way out. But what tends to happen here is you undo it to a certain level and then both just spin together and spin forever. So what I'm going to show you is how to create tension between the two of them. So as you undo the bolt, the nut stays still. This nut just spins all day long. That's never going to come out. So getting a adjustable wrench, getting some upward pressure on this plate. Getting a little upward pressure.
Basically, you're increasing the pressure as you go.
Yeah, so I've seen videos of people saying that it takes them 40 minutes to do each seat because they're grinding away each bolt. By just making sure that you get these nuts and bolts out by nuts and bolts, it's a lot easier than having to spend the time grinding it, especially since these these bolts are recessed into the stand. So you have to grind down the stand and then the top of the bolt. Real pain. So hopefully that helps people doing it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, for the sake of time, we did use a banded saw to cut the legs off the chairs so we could just get them to the dump and get them out. But this is easier.
Yeah. Look at all this space now.
Look at our little bus.
So here's an example of where two bolts or two nuts got stuck. Neither of them came all the way out, so there isn't really a place for you to get your wrench under. So what you're gonna have to do is get your adjustable wrench, put a little lever under there, and then you're gonna flip-flop between the two of them and slowly build some more upward pressure on them. Nice, so we got one of two out, and then same again, you just work on. Cool. So, yeah, I guess my advice is take the nuts and bolts out instead of having to grind everything out. What's really great about this is sometimes you'll find treasure under there. Like I just found a piece of gum under this, which means that there was a piece of gum under here for 20 years.
That's pretty gross.
Yeah. A lot of gum when you're taking apart a bus.
Of all the bus builds that we've watched, I don't know if I've seen any builds where they're like, yeah, when you take it apart, you're gonna get 20 years of gum lining the walls and the chairs. We literally couldn't get the chairs off because they were stuck to the wall from gum.
I guess the Durham School Department, they were in really bad breath. That's a dumb joke, but made you laugh. Alright, so this particular one, I got one out and then one was stuck, so I went to go get a hammer so I can loosen it. And I realized a hammer is a much better tool than a crescent wrench for this. So grab a hammer and use a hammer, duh.